kita telah build a solid foundation dan a thriving semiconductor ecosystem lah. Kita ada end-to-end supply chain, kita ada skilled multilingual workforce, ada world class infrastructure, ada pelbagai industrial park, terutamanya di Kulim, di Pertukawan dan juga di Bayang Lepas. Kita punya international airport dengan seaport pun telah increase their capabilities, their logistical capabilities, and making Malaysia an attractive hub lah for semiconductor manufacturing dan juga operations. And kita di peringkat kerajaan, persekutuan dan juga kerajaan negeri telah memudahkan pelaburan mereka dengan ada beberapa insentif yang kita telah umumkan juga untuk promote the growth of the semiconductor industry. So pada masa yang sama, all these industries have been working very closely dengan universities, higher education, colleges, TVET dan sebagainya on talent. So this is where, this is just a bit of history lah of Malaysia 50 years in this semiconductor sector, especially part of the EIE supply chain. Next slide. So this just to bagi gambaran how semiconductor ini sebenarnya brains of modern electronics. So building on the foundation yang kita telah berjaya dalam last 50 years, it is important lah to recognize the critical role of semiconductor play in modern electronic ni. Daripada bangun pagi sampai dah tidur, everything ada kena mengena dengan penggunaan chip atau semiconductor. So semiconductor ni they refer as the brains for modern electronic devices lah. So we use countless of devices every day. So as you see from the slide tu, it is embedded in almost every aspect of our life, daily life. So recognizing this, our national semiconductor strategy ni aim to strengthen our capacity to produce all these vital components, ensuring that we remain at the forefront of this industry. Slide seterusnya. Lagi satu, as we know, all of you know lah, there's a lot of challenges when it comes to geopolitical tension. The trade war sekarang ni dah jadi macam tech war, ya. Amerika Syarikat pun baru-baru ni telah mengenakan tarif kepada beberapa produk teknologi daripada negara China, dan COVID-19 juga telah expose the vulnerabilities in global supply chain. Contohnya semasa kita buat PKP tu, tiba-tiba bila syarikat kita tidak dapat mengeluarkan chip, the whole global supply chain is affected lah. So to mitigate this geopolitical risk and then juga supply chain disruption, banyak syarikat-syarikat di seluruh dunia are looking at designing their supply chain. So that means they are moving to locations that are more secure and more resilient in terms of their supply chain. And this geopolitical and supply chain dynamic ini memberi peluang kepada Malaysia, well, we call it once in generation opportunity to strengthen kita punya E&E industry. So we must act now and seize the opportunity. So failing to do so may result in this missed economic and strategic advantage lah that could set us back for years. So sebagai salah satu major player dalam semiconductor supply chain, kita kena ensure resilience in our growth of our semiconductor industry. So next slide. Okay, so slide ini menunjukkan kita ada unique opportunity presented by current geopolitical and supply chain dynamic. Kita kena leverage kita punya strong foundation lah, yang seperti saya sebut dalam semiconductor industry ini. Nanti kan kita boleh share slide ni kan? Yeah. So Malaysia has developed a thriving ecosystem, terutamanya di outsourced semiconductor assembly and test, or OSAT sector lah, which position as well to capitalize on these opportunities. So dari segi ekosistem, kita sebenarnya 6th largest semiconductor exporter globally, and kita lebih 50 tahun pengalaman di dalam bidang ini, terutama di OSAT. Dan kita jadi critical base for many multinational companies yang telah menggunakan Malaysia sebagai base juga. Dari segi talent, kita ada highly educated dengan multilingual workforce, dan kita juga ada ability to communicate and collaborate in multiple languages lah, enhances our attractiveness juga sebagai destinasi untuk pelabur-pelabur semiconductor globally. Dari insentif, kita ada berbagai insentif yang sedia ada pada masa ini. Itulah contoh yang saya ada dipaparkan di sana. Pioneer status, investment tax, import duty, insentif dan reinvestment allowance dan sebagainya. Dari segi infrastruktur, kita ada Kulim High Tech Park, Wayang Lepas, Batu Kawan. Ini contoh-contoh yang besar lah. Baru-baru ini pun Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri telah mengumumkan Green Industrial Park yang is next door to all these parks to get the expansion of the semiconductor industry. So dari segi renewable energy juga penting, dan ada pengumuman yang kita akan capai our RE target by 2050 70% dan sebagainya. Itu National Energy Transition Roadmap lah. Dan Yang Berhormat semalam pun telah mengumumkan third party access yang will be allowed in the national electricity supply industry lah. Lepas tu dari segi institusi dan universitis, memang kita ada banyak institusi dan college-college pengajian tinggi yang terlibat dalam sektor ini, and they have been involved in fact for many years, working closely dengan pihak industri. Slide ke-8 ni just to show what we are focusing on dalam NSS ni. Kita nak move up the semiconductor value chain. Kita nak fokus ke high-end value chain opportunities seperti IC design, high-end manufacturing dan juga manufacturing equipment. Kita punya current position dalam value chain itu, kita sekarang strength kita seperti yang saya sebut tadi, kekuatan kita adalah dalam bidang OSAT ataupun outsource semiconductor assembly and test, di mana back-end semiconductor manufacturing process dari segi back-end. Dan syarikat di Malaysia banyak terlibat dalam third party IC packaging dan juga services, focusing on mature node technology. Dan dari segi global value add share, kita the global value add share of semiconductor design dengan embedded software is around 50%. So 50% of that is the value is in the semiconductor design, dan lagi 30% tu includes front end manufacturing, dia 24%. Jadi kita di Malaysia tu OSAT tu hanya 6% yang dari segi contribution pada masa inilah. Itulah sebabnya kita nak fokus untuk move up the value chain. Dari segi semiconductor design itu sendiri, kita nak enhance our capabilities in IC design dan juga embedded software. Nak fokus kepada cakap-cakap tempatan, terutamanya untuk start, memang dah ada syarikat tempatan, tapi kita nak move the IC designs local companies tu, just not focusing just on low complexity design but also increase in the higher complexity designs. Dari segi fabrication, our goal is to attract investment in mature node technology. Ni what we mean by mature node technology ni greater than 28 nanometer lah. This is to expand our fabrication capabilities. Dan dari segi manufacturing equipment juga, kita nak fokus on niche market untuk membuat equipment precision machining, seperti kata disebut. Dan daripada segi strategic shifts, kita nak fokus from offset to higher end value chain lah. So kita nak encourage local companies to invest and develop IC design capabilities. Kita juga seperti diumumkan Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri semalam, akan menjemput syarikat-syarikat kita dan pelabur-pelabur Malaysia, terutamanya GLIC kita juga. In fact, besok ada mesyuarat di antara saya dan Kementerian Kewangan, MIDA dan semua GLIC seperti Khazanah, KWSP, PNB dan sebagainya. So slide ke-10, ini vision of the NSS. So visionnya ialah officially named National Semikonduktor Strategi ataupun Strategi Semikonduktor Negara. Ya. Betul lah tadi, Strategi Semikonduktor Negara. Apa tu national?
Oh sorry, it's supposed to be national. Sorry.
Ya.
Strategi Semikonduktor Nasional.
Ya.
National.
Okay, strategi semikonduktor. Sorry ya, ada typo. Lepas tu dia punya vision dia, and then the vision is to underscore commitment lah to leveraging semiconductor technology to create a better future for all. And lepas tu governmentnya belief and commitment, dan juga translation untuk inclusivity. Slide ke-11. So kita punya vision tadi, bridging technology for our shared tomorrow. As we outline, kita masuk ke core element that define our approach to achieving inclusive technological future for everybody lah. So first, we want to become a third force champion. So Malaysia aims to become a third force champion. Kita nak foster technology collaboration between major global powers. If you attended the Semicon yesterday, we have companies from all over the world in one hall. So we can be the bridge to that. As you know, we always position ourselves as a neutral and proactive player, so we can bridge technological advancement and foster cooperation that benefit the global community. So this role juga will enhance our strategic importance and attract diverse investment dengan partnership. Kedua, kita nak be a melting pot of talent. So one of our key objectives is also to attract the best minds from around the world as well as in our country. Kita nak create an environment where kita dapat top talent that can thrive and will enhance our competitiveness and drive innovation within our semiconductor industry. So this inclusivity will allow us to harness diverse perspective and skill, dan juga leading to insyaAllah groundbreaking advancements and a dynamic workforce. And then kita nak present tech to future innovations juga. Di strategi kita di sini untuk connect current technological capabilities dengan future innovations. Lagi satu yang saya dah sebut tadi, kita nak create a resilient supply chain. Kita nak memastikan Malaysia adalah sebuah destinasi yang ada memberi advantages, atau memberi advantage kepada syarikat-syarikat untuk move their base here, kerana we will have a secure and resilient supply chain. Ini penting untuk global semiconductor industry. So ke-13, slide seterusnya. So this is dalam ucapan yang Muhammad dalam semalam. As you all know, the technology cycles ni are shortening. Dulu it takes time to reach 1 million users. Untuk Netflix contohnya 3.5 tahun, atau Facebook 10 bulan, tetapi untuk ChatGPT hanya 5 hari dah dapat reach 1 juta pengguna. Dan pada masa yang sama, kita nak fokus juga kepada the whole supply chain. For example, EV cars sekarang memerlukan 3,000 chips. Sebelum ini kereta biasa ataupun kereta ICE combustion engine ini hanya memerlukan 600 hingga 1,500 chips. So dalam NSS ini, National Semiconductor Strategy ini, kita ada 3 fasa. Fasa pertama ialah build out our foundation, fasa kedua move to the frontier, dan fasa ketiga innovate at the frontier. Okey, slide seterusnya. So ini phase pertama. Bila saya bercakap mengenai building kita punya foundation, kita nak continue to develop Malaysia's strength in the chip industry. Seperti yang saya sebut tadi, kita dah 50 tahun pengalaman dalam bidang ini, terutamanya di bahagian back end. Sekarang kita nak build on our existing strength and capabilities lah, untuk both local and ni. So kita nak transition towards advanced packaging, to stay competitive and innovative. And then dalam segi manufacturing and fabrication, design and intellectual property, high-end semiconductor manufacturing equipment, upskilling and talent development, attracting world-class talent, dan juga addressing infrastructure bottleneck. Semua ini kita akan continue to develop dalam fasa pertama, untuk kita memperkukuhkan lagi industri semiconductor. Slide seterusnya, moving to the frontier. Setelah kita memperkukuhkan asas kita dalam fasa pertama, asas kedua ni dari segi strategi, kita akan beri fokus untuk move to the frontier of semiconductor technology. Apa yang dimaksudkan ialah kita nak pursue cutting edge technology, and seperti yang saya sebut tadi, kita nak move up the value chain itu, dan kita nak attract juga FDI dalam bidang advanced chip manufacturing daripada syarikat-syarikat terkemuka dunia lah. Dan pada masa yang sama, kita nak build local champions yang ada. Mereka sendiri pun kena naik up the value chain lah, because they are already doing back end. So we want them also to focus on front end juga. Ya, saya nak bagi contoh lah, macam Inari saja dah market cap dia pun dah 9 bilion ringgit. Ya, so mereka, we want them to be hopefully one day bigger than that. And then kita nak juga develop homegrown users of power chips, kerana sekarang banyak power chip ni digunakan oleh syarikat-syarikat luar, international. So maybe local products also, we try to make sure they use local chips. And pada masa yang sama, the plan is to get more companies to come here because they are closer to the supply chain lah. Next slide. Phase ketiga, yang phase terakhir ni ialah innovating at the frontier. So kita nak build on the advancement fasa 2, fasa 3. Dan strategi kita is about pushing the boundaries on innovation and then establish Malaysia as leader dalam sektor teknologi ni. Kita nak double down on supporting the development of Malaysian firms dari segi semiconductor design, advanced packaging dan juga manufacturing equipment. So these tiga ni kita nak kuatkan lagi our companies industry areas dan supaya kita dapat menarik pelabur dan juga syarikat-syarikat lain untuk datang ke Malaysia dan build their business here, to pursue advanced manufacturing seperti yang dalam dipaparkan sana Apple, Lenovo dan Huawei. So next slide. Kita punya target yang diumumkan semalam 500 bilion dalam fasa pertama, target untuk pelaburan masuk dalam fasa pertama untuk kita memperkukuhkan foundation kita. Kita juga pada masa yang sama ingin create sekurang-kurangnya 10 syarikat Malaysia dalam bidang design and advanced packaging yang revenue-nya lebih daripada 1 bilion, tapi memang targetnya lebih kurang 100 syarikat dalam bidang ini ya, untuk masuk Malaysia. Kita juga nak menjadi global semiconductor R&D hub ya, dengan world class university, ada corporate R&D dan juga centers of excellence. Dan talent ni penting dan kita buat komitmen untuk train and upskill 60,000 high skill Malaysian engineer. Ini dalam fasa pertama. Ya. Dan pada sama ada peruntukan yang untuk start program ini dipersetujui untuk ada peruntukan 25 bilion yang akan diberi untuk membantu operationalize NSS ataupun National Semiconductor Strategy. Next slide. Closing. Ada closing. Okay, closing. This is our ambition lah. Malaysia bridging technology for our chat tomorrow. Jadi kita reflects our goal lah to be a leading partner, juga collaborator and driver in the global semiconductor industry dan beyond lah. So promoting accessible technology for the greater good. Itu je the background dan semua ni akan kita kongsikan atau telah dikongsi belum lagi? Belum. Apa ni kita kongsikan the slides and some of the details information juga lah. Okay, so I will open up the floor to question. Norman.
Yes.
Okay.
Just wanted to ask you about some of the incentives.
The 25 billion.
The incentives are, for example, what entails of the pioneer status, and for example, also the incentives of strategic projects, and what are the quantums of these incentives for companies. And also listed there is also the reinvestment allowance. Do we have any more details about how this allowance?
Tak ada breakdown, tak bagi lagi. Ke mana? Ke belakang sekali. Okay. Right, so thank you, Norman. Wait. I'll try to get the. Oh, okay. All right, he's here. So the breakdown of the 25 billion, the pioneer and the investor, those are all existing ones. So that will continue. So that is not included in the 25. But what is included, maybe I should have included. It looks the number will be bigger, but tax foregone that we expect for the 5 years is around 5 billion ringgit lah, in that phase 1. So that's part of that 25 billion ringgit. The one that your question is, the pioneer status again will be included in that lah. That's what we think will be the amount conservatively.
One of the things that we also noticed in the trend is the talent crunch in Malaysia. I think it's a very ambitious target to reach 60,000, but that is needed to power the industry itself. However, some of the few questions I'd like to pose to you is that, now how will Malaysia change its policy approach to allow more talents to return as one, and also attract foreign talents to create a global pool of talents in the country for the industry. Secondly, it's also what are the advantages for talents and high-tech companies to move in and operate in Malaysia, aside from the announcements from the Golden Pass incentives and permanent pass processing, it's also process faster. And lastly, what are the strategies that MITI will employ to ensure that there is a competitive salary to attract the talents and also getting Malaysians to be trained as engineers to address the talent crunch?
Yeah. So this 60,000 high-skilled Malaysian engineers will require universities, DVET, and etc. to focus on ensuring that target is achieved, and also funding is also there from both government and the private sector, right? Because it needs a collaboration between private and government, and also more importantly, to ensure that those highly skilled Malaysian engineers that are being produced are relevant to the needs of the industry. Because one of the reasons why some of the engineers are not working in that field is because they feel that their skills are not, or some of the companies feel that those skills engineers are not the kind of engineers that they need. And of course, as you know, highly skilled Malaysian engineers are also being poached by global players, because the shortage is not in Malaysia only, but also globally, especially in this semiconductor industry. So we also need to make sure that we continue to attract Malaysians to stay in Malaysia, and of course companies have to play a role in that, because at the end of the day it's a function of supply and demand. So I agree with you, Norman, that I think companies also have to be realistic if they want to, knowing that demand outstrip supply, the compensation that is more attractive will definitely result in more engineers staying in Malaysia. But at the same time, the competition for engineers, as you are aware, is not just from this industry. There's financial services, management, consultants, many other industries are also eyeing the same pool of engineers, because the training, the skills, the discipline of this field attracts and is relevant to many other industries. So that's why we are focusing on that. So that is for local Malaysian. And at the same time, you mentioned about, and I also said about making Malaysia a hub for talent. So we also need to be more open when there is no high-skilled talent in Malaysia. We need to allow those companies to bring them in while our universities or while our own local talents upskill or have the experience, relevant experience to be in that position. So here we have agreed that MIDA is being given the mandate to decide on those kind of criteria that qualifies a person to be highly skilled, and where Malaysians are not able to fill those posts. And at the same time, there's also the Returning Malaysia program, which we have discussed with the Ministry of Human Resource, and we are finalizing the incentive to bring back also this highly skilled talent, especially Malaysian engineers abroad, back to Malaysia. Thank you.
We have time for one last question.
Oh, lagi Uzbekistan.
Kalau satu, tadi ada banyak fasa.
3 fasa.
Fasa tu takes berapa lama tu?
Betul. Dia sebenarnya dalam fasa pertama itu kita jangkakan lebih kurang 5 tahun. Ya. Fasa kedua dan fasa ketiga itu, of course kalau you tanya kementerian, dia kata 5 tahun lah, 15 tahun. Tapi saya rasa kita kena lebih agresif, ya, dalam dia punya fasa tu dia tak tengok tahun, dia tengok target. Tapi kalau you tanya saya, kita kena buat dalam 10 tahun lah. Fasa kedua dan ketiga kena juga dalam 5 tahun. So it's 10 years for all 3 fasa.
I'm Shafiqah from the DIJ. So just
Yes.
want to check how would this allocation benefit the current local semicon players like Vitrox and Inari?
Yeah. So Vitrox and Inari will definitely benefit, because then they have a bigger pool of talent available. Of course, Malaysian companies, we hope also reward and compensate and pay them accordingly, so that more Malaysians will be interested in this. Tapi if I can be very honest, the problem today is not just about ensuring that we have enough high-skilled engineers in the universities, but to get to that number and to grow it even further, we must make sure that the interest in STEM is built in even at the primary school level, because that is the funnel, right? So this was discussed with the Minister of Education. We are going to work closely with industries to go to the schools and explain and give example. But of course, educating them on why should you like sciences, right? Not so much about the semiconductor industry, but about the STEM interest in the STEM subjects. So it has to be the whole talent chain, from sekolah rendah, daripada primary school all the way to secondary school and tertiary education. Because when you don't have that base, that foundation in STEM, you can't go into the higher engineering at the higher level, or even at the university level.
So, okay, my second question is that will this also help to revive Siltera?
Yeah, Siltera has already been sold by Khazanah to Dinex, I think 2 years ago, and they are doing well. So I'm not saying that Khazanah didn't do, I'm just saying that they have turned it around. Siltera, but they're not doing the advanced. They're still doing the how many millimeter? Nanometer? 28. Yeah, it's not the highest end, not the highest end.
So you mean that this will help to revive that?
Well, again, it's completely run by private sector now. They have a good partner, and they are investing more. I think they have plans
to go up more, up the value chain.
They have presented to us their plans, and of course they want some support from government, because they're saying although they're private, but they are Malaysian. Again, they are local. So we are assessing, see how we can assist. That's why we need more Malaysian champions, but at the same time, we also need to ensure that when they compete at the higher value chain, they can compete competitively, right?
So do you think this incentive is primarily aimed at attracting local, attracting FDI instead of the?
I think it's both, because the companies that I mentioned just now, Inari, Vitrox, and all that, they came into being because the FDI came in. Without the FDI came in, and all these people, the owners, are from the multinationals. They work, macam Vitrox were working in HP, right? The owners, it's all from them. They work there, they got experience, they start the company, and now their company was billions and exporting some of the machine equipment. And when we went to San Francisco to some of the assembly testing companies in US, is made in Malaysia, the equipment. And these are companies who used to supply it to Intel in Penang, for example, because it got recognition there, so then they can then export their product to other countries. So there is spillover, but unfortunately, what I'm saying today is that we want that local companies yang buat O&M on the OSAT ni, assembly and testing and etc., move up to higher end lah. Right? So we need them to take that bold step. We can see, but to do that, we also need the FDI to come in, because the FDI also are not doing that part. Similarly for IC design, kalau you look at Malaysia, banyak IC design companies already, but they're not doing the complexity of the IC design is not at the level where we want them to be, right? So again, it's chicken and egg, right? You need to bring in those high-end technology for the IC design Malaysia companies to then participate in that. So we hope that it goes up both lah. But of course, you are right in a way, in terms of value, ringgit terms, FDI will be bigger lah, because the capex requirement is huge. Macam dekat Southeast Asia ni, sebenarnya wafer fab ada 4 je. 8 je. Because one wafer fab cost how much now?
About 10 to 15 billion at least.
US.
Yes.
About 10-15 billion US. It's not small number lah. Tapi the spillover besar lah. Naman.
Last one.
Yes, yes.
I was going through the report from East Asia Forum about AI governance and investments, because right now there's a hot thing about the generative AI investments.
Yes.
But what is actually lacking, because we are lacking behind Singapore because
Yep.
of our governance. What is Malaysia going to do about catching up? I don't want to use the word catching up in Singapore, but we need to have strong regulations as well in terms of AI investments. Then these big companies will come in. I think Malaysia's the number that I was looking at is that Singapore is $8.4 billion and Malaysia is only a fraction, it's $371 million.
For which one is this?
This is on the AI venture capital investment.
Oh, okay.
So because one of the view perspective is that due to the lack of governance, we are also trading. It's also hampering the investment into this region. So what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, so far on the generative AI, I must admit that we are just building the infrastructure. That's why the likes of the data center that's coming in with AI capabilities. But in terms of data and security of those data centers, we have, already have all those laws in place, but only last month. So I think you need time. I think YB Gobin presented to passed the bill in the last parliament session. So to expect the investments to come in so quickly, but it has resulted, for example, in the announcement of Microsoft, because that was one of the concern raised before they made the announcement. So that's why they waited announcement until we passed that bill, the cybersecurity bill, for example. And we are expecting one or two bigger announcements, or not bigger, big announcements in the coming days as a result of that change in the laws as well, because it protects, like you say, right? For example, you cannot just enter into the AI facility and take the information.
Yeah, and just recently in Japan, one man was arrested for creating a malware virus using AI.
What virus? Malware?
A Japanese man was arrested for creating a malware virus using AI.
Wow. So the AI now can create virus now, basically.
Yeah, you can actually. So it's you can do all this coding with the generative AI.
Can the AI defend the virus?
So we'll see.
AI antivirus. It's very difficult. Generative AI might replace all of us, right? Yeah. Someone can record this and then produce an article. You don't need writers anymore. I know my speech now. I don't know whether my team wrote right. They might have used ChatGPT for my. No, I can just cut and paste thing up. You use it or not?
Actually, it's quite powerful though.
Yeah. It's better than my speech writer.
I tried translating DM's speech on Tuesday, last Tuesday, because it was entirely in Bahasa Melayu, right? I was comparing Gemini or ChatGPT for which one is stronger.
For translation?
For translation from Malay into English. So tested both at the same time. ChatGPT is faster.
Faster and better?
Faster, better, and
yeah. So that's why next time my press conference, I always speak in both languages. Should I just go ChatGPT, taklah bahasa Malaysia, English. I'm struggling with my translation on the go just now. Betul lah? Good. So our press statements, you just do English and just translate lah. Boleh buat sekali.
But still have to check lah.
But your productivity goes up lah, because you don't spend as much time. Your time is spent on checking and editing rather than. So the age boleh buat keluar bahasa Melayu lah sekarang. Boleh. You might have demand. There's no Malaysia weekly bahasa Malaysia business news ada ke? Tak ada kan? Tu daily. Oh, tak weekly. Tak ada. Niki bahasa Melayu. You just need one or two editors je to check, kan? Whether
the nuances and all that. YB, just for the record, I want to say a quick thank you to Sokso
Oh yes, thank you Sokso for allowing us to use your facility for free. Free kan? For free ya.
Short notice.
No problem.
Thank you.
The one who launched our logo.
So they said we paid it forward when you were the Minister of Finance.
Oh my God. I'm
And
dead.
of course, thank you to Datuk Hanafi and Cica.
Thank you also for coming. Surya. Surya bagi makan apa? Itu je. Sedih.
Bolehlah, bersyukurlah.
Sarkastik je tu. Sarkastik tu. Surya.
Next time lah, next time.
Ada Burger King apa? Ada ni pun dia ada nasi padang kat atas.
Next time datang sini.
Itulah kan first time juga.
Nasi padang bukan hari ni.
No, tak sempat. I'm meeting Uzbekistannya investment minister. So dekat mana kita punya meeting dengan Uzbeknya?
Is that,
Nak kat mana?
PMO.
dekat sebelah PMO, Seri or something like that.
Dalam semikonduktor dia minta untuk kita ni mungkin capacity building kita boleh.
Park tu, dia nak buat park kan? Tak boleh lah.
Yang capacity building boleh lah.
Dia ada ekosistem.
Yang mention tentang